like low testosterone is just, it's how it is these days. Kids in their 20s, 25. I mean,
well, dude,
guys that have never taken their blood work, and I tell them the first time, go get your blood work done, and they come back with that.
Bro, I remember the first time I ever. Well, I mean, we'll just wait and talk on the.
We're good. We're already recording. We'll go around. Real quick though, am I looking big or like? I might do it. I decided, bro, I was gonna keep my shirt on to keep myself humble here. Everybody, spare everybody's feelings.
Yo, are you natty or not?
Yeah, right.
I mean, I almost brought the tank top, but I wasn't gonna do that to you.
Bro, I'll do you one better. We flipped a coin. I'm like, yo, who wants to ask him to do it without a shirt?
Bro, we were just gonna have you sit here with fucking no shirt on, straight up,
going Liver King style.
Yeah,
just like at the CNN interview.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Beading up, fucking, sweating, fucking red face.
Yeah, especially in this heat, bro. I mean, I've been training clients in 110, 115 degree weather. I'm not used to that.
Yo, that's actually a maybe interesting topic to fucking kick it off. So, Liver King, he's obviously, blew up, 3, 3, 4.
He's out of jail, apparently.
Like,
really?
He's been going crazy on Instagram again.
Yeah, he's going.
I haven't been keeping up with it that much, but Netflix released. Did you see like the Untold documentaries that they do?
Yeah.
So they made one on Liver King. If you haven't, you should go watch it for sure.
Is it wild?
I mean, it goes in the deep, like, dark place of him, and like, you guys will be into it, knowing you for sure.
Okay.
That's cool though.
I don't know, bro. Like, I mean, I think what he did was like good. I mean, this guy, bro. Like, you tell him that if you start eating little puppy food, you'll get jacked, bro. Went away for a weekend.
I just started getting my puppy the farmer's dog. That shit looks easy to eat, man. I mean, it's real food.
Dude,
I'm all about quick digestion, man, and getting stuff down faster.
Yo, remember you went away for a weekend, bro.
Yo, straight up. Have you had like raw liver?
No,
never.
I've taken the liver supplement, but I've never eaten balls. No.
Okay. Yeah.
Dude, he went away for a weekend, like a retreat weekend. Was doing cold plunges, fucking doing shit barefoot.
Yeah,
he sent me a picture, bro, just eating a raw liver. I'm like, I'd rather be fat.
I mean, he's living.
If that's the way, I'd rather be fat, bro.
Living the ancestral tenets, man.
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know.
I don't know, man. Liver
I'm
King's
into that though. Like not so much maybe the liver, but like the modalities, the cold plunging. Like I've been on that way for years, man.
Yeah.
I was doing it before it was a trend. I love that shit.
Okay, I was gonna ask you. So cold plunging. I've heard a lot of mixed reviews.
Sure.
Some people says it's absolutely phenomenal for you. All these benefits. I actually hear some bodybuilders say from like a growth perspective and muscle building perspective, it's actually not the best for you. What's your thoughts?
I'm all about, anecdotal experience, and I'm proof. I've been cold plunging for 3 years, and I've put on 30, 40 pounds of muscle. So I think I'm doing all right.
Behind it, though?
You're like, it's not affecting me.
Talking shit there. But no, so what you're talking about, I've seen, and my coach was the one that turned me on to it, but just because it's become a trend, people like to pick that apart. They like to overcomplicate things, right? At the end of the day, if you feel good, do it. If not, then, stay away from it. But the study, I think that you're referring to was one of those, Instagram kind of clickbait journal studies. And it said, I think I don't know the exact percentage, but that, because it takes you out of an inflammation state to do it post-workout probably isn't ideal.
Yeah.
But if you're doing it separate from your training, or like how I do on rest days, I think it's absolutely beneficial.
Okay.
Oh, so you only do it on rest days?
But I have done it post-workout, and it's like, I mean, I wouldn't choose that. It's not ideal, right? It's like anything else. The timing, the deployment of it, it matters. But at the end of the day, that's in a perfect world, right? If the only time you could have access or do it post-workout, don't let that be the reason you're not doing it,
Yeah. To each his own. I think it's always funny, people come out with these blanket statements if you do this is going to happen. You shouldn't do this. It's
but they say that shit gets tricky too, bro, because there was a time on TikTok and Instagram, they're like, yo, spinach is bad for you. Don't fucking eat that. Or I don't know. It's it's real easy. I see why a lot of people get kind of overwhelmed by it, bro, because you go over here, yes, it's bad. No, it's bad. And so I'm sure people are just bro, fuck it.
It's just at the end of the day, Instagram has become so much like media and news. They're just trying to scare you with everything. Yeah, really. Yeah. They're trying to make healthy things sound unhealthy, or vice versa. So you can't believe everything you see. You got to be careful of the content that you take in. But I'll have clients
living proof right here, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I'll have clients freaking out sending me those studies, and it doesn't need to be so black and white, like you said.
Yeah.
Charles, so height and weight right now.
I'm 6 feet tall. This off season I've teetered between 278 and 290 pounds. So I'm right about 280 right now.
It's fucking massive, bro. So the reason why I asked that is because I'm listening to you. Like what we're talking about. But I also, the reason why everything is here, bro, because like I met you, I think through, was it Instagram? No.
We connected on social media.
It was Instagram,
probably a year ago, maybe a little bit more.
Yeah. And
when I was working with the clinic.
That's right. Yeah, I saw you there. I think you saw
I
him
sent
there
your
too,
lab work, and I'm pretty sure.
I think so.
And then you found me on Instagram like a creep.
Yeah. I was like, yo, who the fuck? Because I've never seen anybody that big, bro. Like sitting down, you're eating like a fucking tub of something. I'm like, dude, let me find this guy.
That's right. I remember now. You came into the office.
Yeah.
No, I mean that's like the Tupperwares that most people prep out of. That's typically what I'm eating out of. You know, like,
bro, it's huge, just like this.
So,
but anyways, my bad. He's for anybody watching, like he's been my coach, my dietitian, my training coach, and that's why we're here, bro. So thank you for taking the time.
I mean, I'm actually going to put you on the spot. Have you been following the plan he gave you?
Ask him. No, don't. I'll answer that one. I'll answer that one.
He's had his moments. He's doing better recently.
I'm locked in. It's new for me, bro. Look, I'm not an excuse guy. It's very new for me to like check in and do and then take pictures and write everything down because I'm like, and I'm not an excuse guy.
Yeah.
But it's the same shit every day. Yeah. Right? And I'm just like, okay, and I'll get to it. Now, my accountability is sometimes I don't send the pictures or I don't do that, but I see you every 2 weeks, you know?
Yeah.
I'm very honest with you. I'm like, bro, I've been tripping, bro. I ain't been doing shit.
Success is boring, my friend.
Yeah. But it's good, though. The reason why I think what's opened my eyes is that whether we check it or not, I have the privilege of cutting your hair. So I'm going to see you, bro. You're going to see me.
And let me tell you, that 45 minutes to an hour, this guy, he's 20 questions right here.
Yeah.
And it's good. No, I love it. It's his interest.
Free therapy.
His curiosity. Yeah. I mean, and look, I mean, that we can segue that into like, that's an example of, that's the average person trying to make time and have these, like you said, boring, monotonous actions every single day, compounded over time. It's like you're saying, Instagram, everyone's trying to find the next big thing. It's really just consistency breeds results.
Yeah.
So the same way that, most Americans can get themselves to a place where, they're unhealthy, it's going to take just as long, if not longer. Like you spend 2-3 years, treating yourself like shit. It's going to take about the same to get to a better place. But day by day with those actions, like you will achieve that if you put in said work every day.
Yeah.
Lay a brick, man. That's how I say it.
Yep.
Definitely. But no, I tell people all the time, like, it's different. Like having that accountability and that person's going to be like, where was you checking or where's that? I think it's been the best to like get you on the horse, but that falling off shit is not going to, whether you check in once a week, once a month, or you see that person in-person trainings, I think it's the best thing ever, bro. And like, I'm getting on the horse, even though we've been doing this for a few months.
And it takes as long as it takes, bro. Like I work with in-person, I work online, and some people get it right away. Some people it's very much more mental than physical, but once you can connect the two together, and like you said, most people are not used to much less eating or training on a program, but more so making the time to check in, like taking pictures, doing these actions that would be considered not normal to most people. It's like you just like the same way you brush your teeth, bro. You got to make time for that every single day.
Yeah, those pictures will humble you.
It really only takes 20 minutes to take your pictures, and pictures don't lie, bro. Like you said, it's like there's a reason we don't want to take pictures because we're our biggest critic, and then it's accountability. Like you're messing up during the week, like it's going to show in those pictures. You ain't got to say a word.
Fat as fuck in those pictures. I take them and delete them, bro. After I take them, I send them to you.
That's all right. That's just our data, man. Yeah.
I think I've kind of got to know the bodybuilding community quite a bit in the last couple of years. And I probably think the most interesting thing to me was I had this perception, and honestly, shout out to all the fucking you and all the people in the bodybuilding community just putting in the fucking work. I always had this perception that it's like, oh, you want to be like a big bodybuilder, you want to be like massive, you want to be fucking, Arnold, Ronnie Coleman, fucking C-Bum, like any of these like iconic people that you see. All you got to do is, take a couple pills, pop maybe a couple needles, and you magically just get huge.
Right.
And it's honestly crazy the amount of like, and we'll dive into this, but like food consumption Like food consumption alone.
It's a sport in itself, bro. Job.
Like the amount, I mean, I'm seeing guys putting 4, 5, 6, 7, 800, carbs on like a daily basis. Like
try 1,000 plus.
I was just gonna say.
So like, I mean, we'll obviously get into it, but I was really mind blown, and it was like, it's different. It's, it's different eating 400 or 500 grams or 1,000 grams of fucking clean carbs as fucking dirty carbs.
I just drank 200 grams of carbs on the way over here, bro.
Yeah. It's fucking crazy.
That's my post workout on a normal day, Yeah. It's like I forget even how crazy it is.
Let's before we get into that conversation, let's bring it back just a little bit. We just kind of started chit-chatting.
Yeah.
For a little bit here, let's talk a little bit about, where you're from, how you're obviously out in Vegas here now. So, in the bodybuilding space, online coaching, I see you got GASP going on, really, really in the whole community as a whole. So, talk to a little bit about where you're from, how you got, into the space. Let's hear it.
Absolutely, bro. No, first off, I thank you guys for having me, truly.
Yeah.
My story starts, I'm originally from Baltimore, Maryland, so East Coast at heart. I spent the first 18 years of my life there before I went to college. And, I'll skip, we can get into the bits and pieces, more so about what got me into bodybuilding. I'll condense that part of the story. But essentially, I was an athlete growing up, went down to school. I had bad habits growing up. Growing up back east, it's like stuff just happens way earlier there. Like I got in most of my trouble, my hardships as a kid from probably age 16 to 20 was like where I was a real, piece of work. And I took those habits down into college, but the difference was, I didn't have sports anymore. So I got injured in sports. I played football and lacrosse. The goal originally was to play one of those in college. And when I lost that really derailed me mentally. It wasn't so much into the gym at that age. Like I went and did the football workouts because I had to, but it wasn't, by choice. That came later. But, again, not to get too much into that, but I went down and I joined a fraternity at a SEC school. So you can imagine how that
goes.
What frat? Kappa Sigma.
Okay, Kappa Sigma.
So at Ole Miss.
Okay.
So I went to the University of Mississippi, did the whole football game, really just did everything that you could possibly do. Like I got that experience, that 4-year experience in about a year and a half, bro, and I got out of there. Not by choice.
Partying and shit, or what do you mean?
Yeah, no, I mean just being in the party scene, like going to the football games. Like, I mean the fraternity scene in the South is like just a whole thing, like a brotherhood, but more so like.
It's like a way of life.
That's what I'm saying. Like to have a social life down there, you pretty much have to do it. And I went into, when I stopped playing sports, like that was my goal. I've always been the 100% guy, bro. Like I was 100% when I was into sports. And then when I was partying, I was 100% into partying, and that's, I took that energy and I channeled it into something positive. And there was a lot that happened between, that 20-year-old kid to, now turning 28 this month. But, the last, I would say about 8 years, I went to rehab, so I was in rehab in Utah. I went.
Oh shit!
Yeah, no, I went.
At how old?
About, I guess I was 19, 20 years old.
Damn.
Gotcha.
So you were.
I was. I was in a facility. I was in a. I guess you could say like it was basically like jail, bro. I mean, it was a really nice jail, but no, totally with yourself, like no electronics. They took you two places essentially, the grocery store and the gym. I was like, I can get the hell out of this place. So that's originally what got me to the gym.
What did you, if you don't mind me asking, what'd you go in for?
So, I mean, I was just partying in college. Like it was more of a rich kid party scene. You know what I mean? Like Xanax and cocaine was specifically what was rampant. I would say the pills more than anything was what got me off track. But it's like I said, man, it was something I'd never seen going down there. And the mental space I was in as a kid, and I took a turn for a second.
Yeah.
How long was rehab?
I was in structured living, actual facility for about 3 months, and then I was in what was called sober living, so where you would live and take drug tests, like basically in an apartment, and you answered to somebody. I was basically in that for almost a year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then during that time, like, were other people going to the gym, or were you like, Oh, is this or the gym? Well, fuck it, I'm gonna go to the gym. Was it like a
It
group?
was
of you guys?
basically like an hour. Like they would have a bus, and if you wanted to go, you could go. And some people went, but
Yeah.
it was more just people trying to change their lives. Like I didn't get into bodybuilding like thinking, when I made that switch later on, like when I was in Utah for about 3 months, man. I went and did sober living in California, and before the last couple of years, California was a pretty good place to live, believe it or not, what you see on the news. And it was just West Coast living, I'm from the East Coast, so it was complete culture shock for me.
Yeah.
Everyone wanted to be in shape. So like I developed that habit in rehab, but it was like cool to be fit. And I feel like I found an identity in that again because it gave me purpose, it gave me structure, and I thrive in structure. So it was like I felt like I had an opportunity to be an athlete again.
That's awesome.
Fascinating, yeah. So during that time, you weren't even really into bodybuilding then. You just wanted to go to the gym.
I just went to the gym.
Good.
Like, I grew up, my dad was always a big guy. Like I looked up to my dad. I looked up to athletes, and I went in, like, I always wanted to be as big as possible, bro. Like when I gave up and was like starting a new way of life at 20, I'm like, at least I got out of the way when I was young. I can, I just want to be, I want to be big as I can and feel good. That was my goal. It was very simple. It was, I just went to the gym because I felt good.
Yeah. So after, you leave sober living, you're still going to the gym. What happens there? You go back in with your parents, you kind of figure it out by yourself?
I was 20 years old in Orange County, California, and I started my own business, and I went back to school originally, and my parents were helping me out for a period of time. And then, when I started to take bodybuilding more seriously, or I started to train people in person and, accepting payments on Venmo, just kind of like a hustle. And it turned into something, and it's like I can make money doing this and just be in the gym and train people all day. So that was the early stages of my business for sure.
So you already decent. You're tall, right? So you have a big structure, but like you were already big enough to take like. What was my question?
Yeah,
like,
man. No, I was like 230, and kind of chubby, and then the first time I like got shredded, peeled, like I was probably about 190. So on a 6 foot frame, I wasn't much to look at, but I had muscle.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like, so it was just people seeing you and seeing you work.
I responded to the gym really quick, bro. I knew I could be really good at it. So I just, like anything else, I became obsessed, and I wanted to know more, and I wanted to know how to do it. I wanted to learn about nutrition. Obviously other things came down the line later when I made that choice. Like, I want to be a professional. I want to, go to the highest level in this sport. And that was, I essentially started when I was in rehab. I was reading Arnold Schwarzenegger books. We'd have a little bit of TV time. I was watching Generation Iron. Like, I manifested that image before I really was distracted by anything else outside. You know what I mean?
I was just going to ask, is there...
And I was in California, bro, so I'm like, Gold's Venice is 45 minutes away. Like, this is the place. Like, this is lining up.
You're in the fucking, like, the mecca of that shit. I was just going to ask...
Before it moved here, and that's essentially part of the reason I moved here, man, because it was like...
Well, Vegas, dude, the Vegas bodybuilding scene is fucking exploding. Have you been to the... I know a bunch of like bodybuilders been getting into it. The new tech gym.
I've been seeing videos of it. Yeah, and it looks cool, man. Like I remember when Torture opened, and that was the beginning of it. But it's an exciting time for fitness for sure.
Yeah, dude. The Vegas scene is like there's more and more like boutique bodybuilding type of gyms like popping up.
There's
all
probably
over.
20 gyms at this point, man. It's like
I've
been to all of them at this point, but again, back to California, it was like Gold's Venice was the place.
For sure.
And that's where it all started. So it was like. I didn't get that experience completely, but some of the old heads, you know, from long back were like, they're still there. And
I was just going to ask, is there you mentioned Arnold. I know like everyone that like gets really passionate about a sport, whether it's basketball, football, bodybuilding, whatever. Is there a certain person you look up to? Like you're like idol?
Arnold kind of started it for me. I really like Jay Cutler, man. And he's a Vegas guy, but like just that old school, big white boy. I like Dennis Wolf as well. Like that was the physique I looked up to because I'm taller, but like just what Jay Cutler embodies. And, again, early on, like the way that I developed my mindset, I was like, I want to look like that. I want to be a big white boy. I fit the, kind of fit that look a little bit. And I was like, this dude's an absolute monster. I would watch all the videos, pre-workout. And that was like, all right, like I want to get as close to that as I possibly can. And
fuck yeah.
Now I'm walking around at 280 pounds, I was like, I put every day since that as a 20-year-old kid, man. Like I've been living like a pro bodybuilder since I got into this, and I knew like what that would take, and obviously I've developed my tools, my trade, and I just soak up knowledge everywhere I go from California to here, but it's turned into something I never could have imagined.
So
honestly.
this period from California getting serious to working out to, you almost 28 in Las Vegas. What did that journey look like as far as like shows and preparation, everything like that?
Even before that, did you have clients when you moved here? You were like, I'm going clean slate.
So, I mean, I still had a couple online clients. I like kind of promised my California. I'll be like, I'll be back. It's a quick drive, but as soon as I got here,
like,
bro,
hell no.
Yeah, no, I mean, and I took a break for a second. I got into a different line of work. I was working with a hormone replacement clinic for when I first moved to Vegas, which I was given that opportunity. But I went and worked for myself, and my online coaching business is the biggest it's ever been. I do still train people in person, but I essentially started fresh, bro. I came over here with a couple G's in cash and debt to my name and a dream.
Hell yeah.
Did you? Okay, so you move here, you're getting established.
I came here with the goal of getting more exposure. I was not getting that in California anymore.
So, how long have you been out here?
Coming up on 2 years.
Coming up on 2 years.
So I'm still pretty fresh, but
okay.
I mean, just what's happened in my life since I got here, it's like it's felt much longer for sure. I was in California for 6 years.
Got
it. Okay.
Got you.
So when you did your, you're living the life, right? You're as a bodybuilder, right? Your diet's doing good. You're getting big. At what point of that is like, I'm actually going to step on stage?
I mean, I had that goal from the get-go. I just knew it would take time. And that's what, I love that you asked that question, because in this age of social media, especially now, people are exposed to bodybuilding and the influencer kind of wave of the last 2-3 years. I feel like I got in right before that, and I was able to see, I got in with the right people at first, and I went down to Gold's later and learned from, the legends, Charles Glass, Rico was my first posing coach, just golden era guys that were around Flex Wheeler, in the heart of it. So I feel like I skipped a lot of that BS out of the gate. I took 3 years before I did my first show. I built my base, my foundation for 3 whole years before I even thought about stepping on stage. Yep. And I wanted to be a bodybuilder, man. I didn't want to be men's physique. I didn't want to do classic. I wanted to take the time, and I did my first show in 2022 as a heavyweight bodybuilder, which still, I learned, that point of experience, I thought I was pretty big, man. I was 215 on stage for my first show, and I'm 6 feet tall, and I got smoked.
Yeah.
What's that category?
I was going against 5'8" guys that were, the same weight or heavier. So it's just I learned.
Is there no weight cap there?
So I'm a super heavyweight now. So that's basically no weight cap. Before you turn professional, they're in weight classes. So in bodybuilding, it would be super heavyweight's the biggest. That's over 225. Then the heavyweights are anywhere, I believe, 197 to 225.
Got it.
So below that, there's still light heavyweight. I don't even know, middleweight, lightweights. It goes, there's guys that are 150 pounds, peeled that go on stage, but they're 5'2".
Yeah. Evan's height,
Fuck that.
Yeah, no, 6 feet, 6
I'm
feet
6
is,
foot, bro.
6 feet is it's not short, it's not tall. I mean, in this age, I guess, but for a bodybuilder, that's still pretty tall.
Yeah. So I'm curious, bro, because you mentioned that you got here before, you stepped into the game before all the influencer stuff, right?
It was probably just starting.
Yeah.
But it's so much.
It's been around, right? It's been around, but now you're seeing
those guys get success now, man. Back then, people kind of laughed at them,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because now you're seeing influencers that are 20, 19
kids, man, for sure, making a lot of money.
We probably the most popular Sam Sulek.
Yeah, no, I like him.
Yeah.
Him, Trend Twins. I'm trying to think.
I was gonna say
that's why I watch.
Yeah. Trend Twins are wild, bro.
Yeah.
They're fucking absolute characters.
I had heard all of that out of the gate, and then I was surprised how popular they became.
Yeah.
I've met Sam Sulek a couple of times. I like that kid. He went out and won his pro card. I give him the green light, like most guys, OGs do. But some of it's
Nah, bro, say what you said when I was cutting you at the house, bro.
I'm old school, bro. It's just I feel like I was supposed to be born in that 90s era. That's
but
I've gotten down with the content. My girlfriend's helped me a lot with that, but I was in the dungeon, in California, I'm gonna get so good. I don't need to do social media. It's it's the age, bro. You have to do it. It's part of the job.
I was gonna say, I think that's why so many people are rocking with Sam Sulek, is because
he's raw.
Yes.
He's real.
And
he reminds me of like when I first started lifting before I really knew stuff. You know?
So what
I'd go get chocolate milk and I'd make chicken salad sandwiches. I'd eat Cane's or In and Out a couple of times a week. And I was walking around at a chubby 230, but like, I just wanted to get big, bro. Like I didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
So I think he represents that like innocence. You know what I mean?
When I think from like a YouTube perspective, YouTube has gotten like so polished and so clean. You have all these people doing
all
like
of it, bro. Instagram too.
It's everything is these like super sharp, fine, edited videos, transitions. Everything's beautiful, and then you have Sam Sulek who's just like, yo, I'm gonna just like put my phone on like my phone mount and like put it like landscape mode. And I'm just going to drive in my car and fucking talk for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to upload it to fucking YouTube.
Well, he broke the matrix, bro. During a time where people his age, right, are on short form, TikTok or like doing stuff like that, right? And even like up until him, the only person I can think of that was in the bodybuilding space that was doing long form content like that was the Hodge twins. Do you remember that?
Of course, man.
I fucking used to. I love them. You know who they are?
I did have a brief period like that's old, like Hodge twins way back.
Bro,
I mean, they're still
12,
around.
13, yeah.
Like when I was like, there was a point where I was getting into the gym a little bit in high school, and like I go to YouTube and I would watch the Hodge twins. That was
they were my favorite.
I thought they were hilarious.
They're
like
funny
they were authentic. Those guys are awesome.
Yeah.
And like, what was I saying? Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say is like, and the one thing you can't take away from Sulek is like, I like that he's just this like lone wolf that's just putting in the fucking work. Like people can talk shit all day on him, but at the end of the day, dude, he's a lone wolf just working out, filming by himself, raw, unedited fucking content. He don't give a fuck what he looks like. I mean, dude, he had the long hair, like the dirty hat that he always wore. Like he just had this like he just had this image, bro, that like so many of these influencer guys, like, you know how it is, bro.
He's taking pictures with Arnold and Ronnie just like in a big
like,
shirt.
Dude, he just like he literally has like it just all just like Hanes t-shirt, like plain big, fucking like big oversized t-shirts, some fucking sweatpants that he probably fucking had for 10 years. Like he don't give a fuck, man. And what I loved is that he was like, okay, finally, he's like, fuck it. I'm going to fucking step on stage. I'm going to do my thing. And bro, he was getting so much.
Oh yeah.
Bro,
sure.
he gets so much
out here in Vegas, man.
and then he won his pro card. So he won his pro card out here. You know,
he went to the Arnold Amateur after, so he came.
He
came here, and people were like, it was just, it's funny because we're in the Vegas scene, but it was the Legends show. It's just a normal, same regional local show at Alexis Park, but the whole Instagram was talking about it. Like everybody was like, getting video updates from the show. People like, I took a video. I had a buddy in the show actually, and he ended up competing against Sulek. But I was taking videos of my friend, and then of course he's there, whatever. But people were like replying to my story, like, "How do you look in person?" Like,
people.
Well, dude, I remember he was
crazy.
He was getting shit.
People really care about him, but like he gets a lot of talk, man. For sure.
Yeah. But I remember even during that time where you responded to a comment like, "Yo, everybody fucking relax, bro. He's 20."
That's true. No, I did.
That shit went nuclear.
That got a lot of likes. I forgot about that.
Yeah. Where it was like,
it was on one of those videos.
It was like, bro, he's 20.
Everyone's trying to get clout off the kid. They're making screen recordings like where they're talking with their face on the video, and like they don't really give a shit. They're just they're trying to catch his wave. It's like it's embarrassing, bro. Like 30, 40-year-old men trying to coattail ride this kid and get likes and comments and views, and it's like chill out, dude. Like he's doing his first show. At the end of the day, he doesn't look like Chris Bumstead, but like it is. I mean, he got on stage, he got peeled, and he fucking won his class. Like the judges thought he was the best bodybuilder. So like, it is what it is,
Yeah.
Do you think that? Let's put our conspiracy hats on, bro. Do you think that bodybuilding as a whole would have dropped down a level if he didn't win that show?
What do you mean?
Like, do you think that people would have like, oh, this is rigged, like they didn't want to give it to him? Like there would have been so much of a negative response.
No, he was still getting that response even when he won. Like, and look, at the end of the day, bro, like he won that first show fair and square, and I'm not going to say anything about him getting his pro card, whatever. I wasn't there. I didn't see who he competed against, but when people know your name and the judges, like he was already set to speak at the Arnold, and then he went and did the Arnold Amateur. Like it was an attraction just because of his notoriety that he was already going to be at the show. And it's like, here's this storyline. He's competing for his pro card at the place where he's already freaking speaking on the panel, you know? Yep. So it's like, he was going to get it. You know what I'm saying?
I was just going to say, like,
he beat guys that were older than him and have been competing much longer. But, like, at the end of the day, like, he did. And he looked improved. Like, I think he's got a good physique. I really do. Like, I don't have any issues with it.
I think he looked fucking solid. And, unfortunately, you can say all you want, compare this, that, and whatever. End of the day, it's a fucking business, bro. Facts. It is a fucking business, and there's that factor that's going to play into it. And when, like, I mean, I know plenty of people in this space. End of the day, about bodybuilding, it's about fucking showing up, and it's about having the judges know who the fuck you are. It's
not wrong,
you know. Like, it
definitely helps.
Yeah, like you obviously got to look fucking
when you're
right
on the circuit and you're competing, and especially if you're on like a national level and you're, you know, getting in those first 1, 2, 3 or top 5 consistently, like it's a matter of time until it's your time. Especially the girls, like in bikini, where it's like literally like splitting hairs sometimes. Like,
it's crazy.
It could just be like one girl looks better than the other in their physique, but like they like her hair better, you know. So
or she's got a prettier face, or, you know, it's kind of crazy.
Judging is nuts for sure.
One thing I'd like to dive into is, so you talked about, you know, first show 2022, stepped on stage.
Which really wasn't that long ago if I think about it and say it out loud.
No, it's 3 years, man.
I've done 5 shows, bro. So I've competed for 3 seasons, 3 seasons now.
Okay. So talk about, after getting rocked on your first stage, you know, 2022, what was your mindset after that? Like, what changes did you make?
So I did the California State 2022, which is like the biggest, you know, the Mr. California. It's also a pro show in California. So it's like, that was like a cool idea. Like, I moved here, like, I'd like to win that show, you know, who wouldn't want to be Mr. California? So it was, you know, the guys that I competed with in that show, like, I think I ended up getting 6th that show. And like the guys in front of me, the other 5 were, you know, one went on to win Mr. USA. Another one ended up in Classic Physique. He's already won 3 pro shows. Like, it was stacked for a regional show, which was like what I wanted out of the gate. But I learned I wasn't as good as maybe as I thought. And that was like, that's just maturity and time. But I just knew I needed to be bigger, man. And I'm still chasing that. You know, I sit here at 280, or I was 250 on stage last time. But, you know, it's just the standard has really come up a lot, man. So I mean, I just did my first national show at the Olympia Amateur last October 2024. But like, I became a super heavyweight. So, you know, super heavyweight, like I said, it's over 225. I knew at my 6-foot frame, like, I had a lot of mass to put on. So, you know, I've been working with the same coach now for 4 years. We've really, you know, hammered some tissue over that period of time. So I just wanted to debut as a super that next upcoming season. You know, I was right over the weight cap, and I still didn't do great. I ended up getting 4th in my second show, and then I grew a little bit more. I did the next show, and I was in the running. Like, it was the first time that I was, you know, in that top 3 comparison. And like, I went into finals. People thought I was going to win that show, and I ended up getting 3rd. So it was like, same thing. That was the Mr. LA. So that was the LA Championship 2023. You know, I came in at 230 at that show, and I was pretty fired up going into that off season. I knew I didn't go into that season. Again, I learned that time before. I was like, okay, I've definitely grown, but I still don't, like, I didn't think I was going to go do a national show. Like, some people will get top 2 or whatever they get at a local show, and they're like, I'm going to USA's. You know what I mean? I was like, I was humble in that sense. I knew I had work to do. But the thing being a super heavyweight, bro, is like, that second season, I ended up getting in class with a lot of heavyweights. So it was like, super heavyweight really isn't a thing anymore. There's not a lot of guys this size on the amateur level. So, you know, the only way to see that was to do a national show. And that was part of the reason I ended up doing the Olympia this past year. So I got 7th at my first national show. The first time that I won was this past season. I won my class at the Legion Sports Fest. So, you know, I came in that show again after that second season, so I'm skipping around, but I was 215 2022. I was 227, 230, 2023 in those next 2 shows that summer. And then I took another basically full year. That was when I moved into Vegas and, you know, got really into the scene. And I had a really great offseason, bro. I put on about 25 pounds. So this last season, I went my first show at the Legions, I was 250 on stage, and then I was like high 240s at the Olympia.
Okay.
So, you know, I'm still like, that's kind of where I'm at now after I've kind of gone through the stages and did that first national show, and I was like, okay, this is a new level of competition. And, you know, my feedback was like, I have it all, I just need time. So it's kind of rewarding in that sense. Like, I know I'm on the right track. I just, I'm doing myself a disservice if I'm competing. So like, I'm in my first really extended off season. Like, I've always taken good off seasons. It's been, you know, 8, 10, 12 months, like a full year between the shows. But this time we're trying to figure out my next step. I'm not completely sure yet. I think I have an idea, but you know, before even the potential show date that'd be about a 16, 18 month off season.
Gotcha.
So we're doing things a lot different this time. I mean, I'm, you know, I'm my heaviest weight, but I'm also in some of the best shape I've ever been. Like this off season composition is a lot different than my last year. And it's just, I'm taking more of a mature, dense, you know, I haven't been doing this that long, bro. And I'm competing as a, you know, the heaviest bodybuilder you can get on an amateur stage. So I'm just taking the time to build the mass, man. In the right places, rather. So I've learned through that process, because my goal was just to get big, get bigger. And now it's like I'm getting bigger, but I'm doing it with more of an intention, a purpose.
I was going to say intention.
On specific muscles.
Yeah.
So it's more refining than just getting huge, you know?
Yeah. No, I was going to say, I think that's something I've noticed that's interesting in the space is there's people that have that mindset where it's like, okay, I have area of opportunity. I need to grow. I need to put on size. I need to be patient. I need to keep my ass in the gym. And then there's those other people that it's like they're just chasing another show and another show and another show.
Exactly.
And I've talked to so many people. I work out at Dragon's Lair, and it's, you know, there's a lot of different bodybuilders I come across, and it's really like there's those certain people that it's like they keep doing more shows. Well, I'm just trying to, you know, get my pro card and, you know, just trying to, you know, place it, you know,
it's real easy
to
pick out the real ones, man. You know what I mean? It's few and far between.
And then it's like, there's the people that are like, okay, well, like, I go get my pro show or my pro card at maybe like a, you know, small show, but then I like turn around and try to go do a pro show and I get absolutely like freaking rocked. So it's like, end of the day, if you want longevity in the sport and you really want to like have this be like a career, and there's steps you got to take, and I think truthfully you just have to be patient.
100%. No, I mean, and I learned that out of the gate. Like, I was grateful in that sense to have people that didn't bullshit me, you know? And I mean, I was given this not only a tall frame, but a very big, wide frame. So it's like, again, even at 280, like, I've got a lot of room to put a lot of size on, man. And that's like, it doesn't matter how good your genetics are. I'd consider myself on the genetic scale, like, pretty good, you know, but it's like, it's still, you can't rush putting on muscle, dude.
Well, bro,
it's
putting
10 years, you know, before you really see like a formidable result if you're trying to compete, you know, at the highest level. I mean, these guys at the Olympia are 35, even 40.
Yeah. Well, I mean, putting...
Really?
Some of, I mean, it ranges, you know, but like, you know, Samson Dowda just won the Olympia. I believe he's no shy of 40. I think he's like 41 or 42.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I mean, Derek Lunsford is younger, but he's, you know, much shorter. I'm talking like in a tall bodybuilding sense. Like, if you think about the tall Olympia level bodybuilders, you know, 6 foot and above, they're, there's only a couple. All in their late 30s.
Yeah.
At least.
I was going to say, because putting on the size and the mass you need to compete, number one, but number two, to put on that size and stack up next to 5'6", like 5'8" guys, bro, like that's what people don't understand, man. Like, even like, you know, C-Bum, for example, like C-Bum's fucking, you know, 6 foot. 6 foot.
No, he's taller than that, I believe.
He's like 6'2", dude. He's huge.
6'1" or so.
I think 6'1", yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, people don't understand. It's like, to be that tall and have like size and fucking mass, like, it's a different fucking world.
And honestly, bro, like, I've even gone through some searching with this, and you learn more every single season. But it's like, and especially even like this, I like to think bodybuilding is a very extreme way to even explain like just the normal lifestyle guy too. Like, we all go through the same things. We all go through the same mental struggles, in the sense of like, everyone is so focused on scale weight. Whether you're like Chewy trying to lose weight and make a transformation, or you're trying to become a 300-pound bodybuilder, like it's 300, like everyone comes to me like, you're 6 feet tall, you should be 300 pounds if you want to be competitive. It's like, okay, well, it takes time to get to that 300 pounds, but why? Scale weight just doesn't mean as much as people really think, man.
Yeah.
Like nobody's putting a scale on the stage. Like at the end of the day, like you talk about a Bumstead, he went and competed in the open class after his Olympia. And I mean, he would debatably could have won the show, and he stepped up at like 240 something.
Yep.
You know, at 6'1", and he's competing against, you know, Martin or these shorter guys that are the same weight. So it's like, at the end of the day, it's a structure, size, symmetry show, not a who's the biggest show.
Yep.
I mean, and the guys that are winning the Olympia the last few years, I mean, they're on a lot of them were 212 guys that came up. So it's like, you know, being a taller guy, you do have to have that. You got more real estate to fill out, bro. You got to be heavier for sure. But it's like at the end of the day,
way of putting it.
A 6 foot frame like filled out next to even a short guy, like it can look a lot better. You know, I wouldn't trade inches off my frame to be a better bodybuilder, bro. I like being 6 feet.
Yeah.
Like I at the end of the day too, bodybuilding, like the stage is a byproduct. Like it's just, we're all living a lifestyle in some degree. Like, you know, you could debatably say you're a bodybuilder in the sense that you go to the gym with the idea to change your body, right? And you live a structured lifestyle. It's, you don't choose to get on stage. The stage is a byproduct, bro. It's just the most extreme example of, you know, transformation.
Yeah. I always tell people I don't want to be a bodybuilder, but I want to look like a bodybuilder.
I have a lot of clients. That's most of my clients, bro. Like I mean, I used to train lifestyle guys in the gym, and they train twice as hard as these guys that I see at bodybuilding shows. Yeah. You know, it's like
crazy.
Yeah.
It's a lifestyle, man. And that's like, you take it back to, you know, before Instagram, and, you know, like I was a 20-year-old kid without a phone. Like I wanted to live that lifestyle. Like I didn't care. Like I just felt good doing it. Like I'll do this till I'm dead. You know what I mean? Regardless of a stage. I learned I could make money and do a career with it. So that's why I want to take it more seriously.
This is I think I already know the answer, but I'm just curious. You obviously went to, you know, rehab, struggled with, you know, more drugs than alcohol, it sounds like, right?
Definitely. Yeah, no, I wasn't a drinker at all.
Got you. Okay.
I did drugs because I didn't want to drink.
Got you. So I would assume, especially with your lifestyle now, you're like 100% sober.
Yes, for the most. I mean, yes, I would say. I mean, I don't drink at all. Like I might drink with my family, you know, a couple times a year.
Like casuals, like shit like that. Okay.
I mean,
got you. I just don't know if you were one that was like, you know, I'm 100% sober. I don't drink. I haven't, you know, touched anything for X amount of years.
I haven't done anything like that I would consider hard drugs since, you know, I would be almost 10 years sober.
Okay. Perfect.
You know, off pills. Like, you know, I've smoked a joint here and there, but it's like, I mean, I've had a few drinks. I don't live an AA program, but I call bodybuilding my structure, man. Like, you know, I put it into the gym, and that's what really, it gave me a business. It gave me a life. It gave me, you know, the ability to pay my bills, and it's brought me, you know, my partner. It's brought me my girlfriend. It's brought me basically everything in my life.
Love that.
So I put my energy into that, and it's coming to fruition in ways that I, you know, could never have believed.
Yeah.
And awesome. You're doing, you know, as your career, something you love. You know, there's like nothing better than that.
Life, bro.
You know, so it's like,
I mean, this is,
you can't beat that, right?
For sure. I mean, I live it to my own example. You know, my girlfriend is an IFBB wellness pro. I mean, our house is all bodybuilding, man. Like, she's with clients every weekend at shows. You know, I train men in person every day. Our life revolves around this. We pay our bills doing this. You know, we love it.
Yeah.
That's awesome, bro. I'm thinking back, like, when everything kind of, because you've always worked out. I've always worked out. I played football. I don't know what you do in Montana, bro. Lift cows and shit. But
I'd throw around hay bales.
Because I remember, like, I don't know how we even had a conversation, but you were like, yo, I'm going to get some blood work done, bro. Let me see what my test is at. And then that kind of sparked me. We probably started a week behind each other. Like you and then me.
Yeah.
Because we're going on 2 years, right? No,
year
and a half. 2.
Yeah, I kind of went through my story is very different than yours. Like I was super chill during high school because where I grew up, Chewy already knows this. I've talked about this 10 times.
Everybody knows this shit.
I grew up in just a small rural area.
Where were you from again?
Northeastern Montana.
Okay, you told me this.
Yeah, and so I grew up
real good old boy.
So shit. So like where I come from, like we never really like, Yeah, we like did some partying a little bit in high school, but we were just like small town kids, man, like farmers, ranchers. We play all sports, basketball, football, track, golf, whatever. Where I went wild was in fucking college.
Yeah, no,
so,
me too.
Anyway,
I did in high school, but the college.
I went long enough to University of Montana.
Okay.
So went to college there. Anyway, long story short, I partied damn near a good 3/4 of my 20s.
Yeah.
So I was fucking milking college for 5-6 years, got into, post college life, trying to figure out my career, what I wanted to do. And I never really got like serious about shit until probably about like 3-4 years ago. And that's when I was like, okay, I just started cleaning up the diet, like my metabolism.
And how old were you 3-4 years ago?
So I actually just turned 38.
Okay, yeah. Most people start to figure out, like, they start to want to make that lifestyle change. They get it out of their system, and it's right about 30.
So it was like, I would say right around like 31, 32. That's when I was like, okay, like I gotta fucking clean my shit up a little bit. Like I'm noticing I'm slowly putting on weight like every single year. Because I was always that guy, like I worked out more for like the social aspect. I like to go to the gym, see my homies, talk about, what we're gonna do this weekend. We're gonna go grab some dinner tonight, whatever. But yeah, it was, I would say probably I started cleaning shit up in like my early 30s. And then when I joined Dragon's Lair a couple years ago. And that's when I started surrounding myself with like a whole new group of people. There was obviously a lot of fitness people, influencers, bodybuilders, etc. And that's when I remember, Chewy and I have known each other for what, about
5 years.
Like 4, about
2020.
Yeah. Or I guess, I moved here June of 21. Oh, so like that summer, basically. So I've known Chewy for about 4 years. But anyway, after a couple of years being out here, I was like, okay, hey, like I need to switch it up. I started working out at Dragon's Lair. And then that's when I started being like, okay, so I see what's going on here. I need to fucking switch it up. So the first thing I did was like, I got to fucking cut some weight, man. So I actually hired a coach out here. I dropped like from damn near 250 down to about 205. Awesome, so man. I basically like cut a bunch of fat, and I'm like, okay, I got.
That's how it starts. The first one.
Yeah. So I had to like get a bunch of fat off.
You see it.
Well, then after I got the fat off, then I started getting addicted to like, okay, hey, now I'm like cut some fat off, but now I want to put on some muscle.
Yep.
And that's when, I start looking online. I start talking with people in the gym. Well, I'm doing this, I'm taking this, whatever. So that's when I was talking to Chewy. I was like, hey bro, I got to get my blood work done. I gotta go.
I'm glad you came to that decision on yourself, because most people got to be told to go do it.
Yeah. So
I'm
remember,
that guy that tells people to go do it.
You'll actually laugh at this. So my first time getting my blood work done was I didn't go to a doctor, bro, for like fucking years, because I'm the guy, like, besides maybe like a cold in like November, December, like I don't get sick. I don't go to the doctor. I don't break any,
crazy.
like I don't break any bones. I just never go to the fucking doctor. So I go to a doctor out here in Vegas. I was like, hey, I'm trying to, clean up my, self. I got a coach. I'm trying to cut some fat. I want to get my blood work done. I get my blood work done. First off, I asked for a full panel. They did some half-ass like little blood work test that the fucking doctor's office does. Didn't even have like my test levels, didn't have thyroid, like, none of the stuff that I was looking for. So I went back, I did it again. And this time I get a full panel. I go in and the first one that everyone was telling me is like, hey, Evan, you like take a look at like what's your test is at. So first thing I did, and I was at 324.
Oof.
So
yep.
I was at
500, man.
I was at 324.
Bro, you want to know what mine was?
And you know what the fucking doctor told me? He says, your test is great.
Yeah, right.
Test is great. And I was like,
that's why I don't go to doctors.
My test is great. Like, can you explain like what the scaling is? Like, what should it be? Oh, well, as you can see here on the scale, your testosterone can range anywhere from 300 up to 1,000.
They're going off a reference range.
So I looked at him. I said, yo, doc, so you said my test is fine. I'm like 24 points on a 700 point scale from like falling off. And basically what he told me is like, unless you're under 300, I cannot clinically, diagnose you with low testosterone or, give you a medication. At your age, your testosterone levels are fine. And I remember just like accepting that. And I remember I met with my coach the following week, and he was like, hey, bring me your blood work. Like, let's walk through this. And I remember handing it to him. And the first thing he asked was like, what'd your doctor say? And I said, he said my test levels are fine. and that's when I was like, okay, it's time to like really look into this. Like, I want to optimize my health. Like, what do I got to do here?
Dude, so same deal. As he's going through that, I go to the doctor. Right? I don't have a doctor out here.
You're like,
and I'm like, hey, doc.
I want to find out what's wrong with me.
I was like, listen, I've lost, at that time, I had lost 50 pounds already. Okay. I was 270. No, 370. 374. Fat as fuck, Now I'm fucking. And I go to the doctor, and he said the same shit. He's like, bro, you're good. He's like, you're young. I was 29 when we first started. But mine was 285. And what he told me is it's 280 to 1100. So I'm like, doc, this is a test of like a 90-year-old man. Yeah. He's like, I can't. He's like, bro, I'm sorry. So that's when I came to you, and I was like, oh, I know mine's higher than yours, bro. Fuck no. Yeah. So then we met so and so, and then that's how.
Lifestyle, but dude, man, like what you were doing in college, right?
Yeah. I have a child, bro. I'm fat, fucking not doing shit.
No, I mean, it all plays a role. And like at the end of the day, like primary care doctors, like they don't typically. Unless you even some guys, unless you ask to get blood work, they won't even take those tests, like hormones, thyroid.
No, I literally.
It's why clinics have become so popular.
Yeah. I literally called him back up. I said, hey, I told you that I'm really trying to like optimize my health and like really understand like a full scope of like where I'm at. Like, I thought you said like we were going to get a full panel. Oh, well, this is the normal procedure that we do. Well, I said, hey man, like I don't want a normal procedure. Like I'm looking for a real like snapshot on like where the fuck I'm at. So long story short, doc, you probably won't watch this, but hey, I no longer go to him. And that was the last day I literally went to him, like was that day. I was like, bro, I'm not coming back to this guy. And that's when I believe I actually went to a clinic you were working at.
In Magnus originally.
Yeah. And got my blood work, done there. I was actually with someone previous before. But yeah, long story short, after realizing how low my test was, that's when I first took my first enhancement. Was some
no,
test.
I took it with the.
Is it really enhancement though? Like that's what I try to like. I have this conversation every day with clients, bro, and I've, been a part of a lot of transformations where it's like, I'm like. Somebody comes to me, even if it was.
We're talking about testosterone replacement therapy.
TRT.
I don't think we've clarified that.
Which has also become, like we were talking about before, a little bit of a trend, right? Or like 20-year-old kids that already have sky-high testosterone, like, I need to get on TRT. It's just. Yeah. But what we're talking about, right? So, like, again, clients coming to me. I remember one client specifically in California that was when I really understood the magic of what hormone replacement therapy could do. I'm like, this guy does everything right. Like he's coming to the gym with me. He was a little bit smaller, a shorter guy. There's just kind of telltale signs when you look at somebody that you can tell like, okay, like he's doing everything right. He's eating his food. He's training with me 3 times a week and I'm pushing his ass. So I'm like, he's not gaining weight. He's not really changing that much. What's going on here? And like, I continued to encourage him to go get his blood work done and he finally did. Yeah. And to surprise like you guys, I mean, I think he ended up having like even worse than you. I think he was like sub 200. He was like 190 something. But I use this guy as an example a lot when I talk to clients now. And again, working in the clinic and seeing so many other case studies of people coming to me and what caused that. All walks of life are affected by this. But back to this one guy, like we got him on TRT. We got his levels to like 900 or 1,000. Taking 200 milligrams a week, testosterone incipient it, and he gained about 15, 20 pounds, like that he would have probably had his hormones been optimized out of the gate just naturally. But not even just that, like I use him as an example because he changed his whole life. Like, he's just kind of funny because, you think about testosterone, the side effects of it, like, he never had facial hair and he grew this freaking like, beard like like a lumberjack.
Yeah.
And so he comes in, he's like, he's got a beard now. He's like, you know, he started shooting his shot with girls. He ended up, who he's married to now, like got a, you know, a hot little girlfriend, you know, probably 10 years younger than him. And he started really changing the gym. He started a business. He started to make more money. And this is all from the confidence that he gained from, you know, then training with me and being on TRT. Like it changed his whole life.
Well, dude, and I like a lot of people think, and I think here's the big misconception is people's like, oh, well, I don't need, you know, get on TRT because my sex drive's fine. Like that's only a portion of what that fucking TRT replacement's doing. Like it is everything from mood, it is energy, it is clarity. Yes, there's obviously, you know, sex drive that goes along with it. It's fucking muscle growth. Like there's quite a bit that fucking goes along with it.
When your hormones are out of whack, you feel horrible, bro. In the gym and outside in life. Like having your testosterone and estrogen off, where, you know, some people it'll secondhand affect them. They'll have thyroid problems, and that's why they can't gain or lose weight the way that they want to. And they fix these small little things. It's like, go get your blood work checked, because it could change. Again, not only how you look and feel about yourself, but like your mentality towards life. Like, because I've been on that side. Like I know what it's like to be low T. Like the first time ever after I had done my first, you know, cycle early on, like I wanted to recover my natural T and I couldn't really, you know, over 3 months, 4 months of time. And, you know, I have no idea, obviously, because I had already dabbled and jumped in. But at the same time, it was like, you know, like you talk about your background. I believe like somewhere along that way when I was not eating properly and, you know, doing drugs as a kid, like that probably threw off my testosterone. My testosterone was probably shot before I even started lifting weights, bro. So like, it just, I can't stress enough. Like I work with men, you know, ages really 20 to 50, you know, even guys older than that. And I've seen a million studies as far as, you know, low test, and they get on that replacement dose and it just, it changes everything for them, especially if you're just talking simply your progress in the gym.
Yeah. It's interesting how people are like, they're so against it. I get it a lot. I mean, I cut guys.
Well, it has a negative connotation, right? It's like,
but I mean, the science is there, right? Like I'm telling them, like, bro,
you're not
I'm just
taking
a regular
gear.
person.
You know, you are in that sense, but like if you're taking a true replacement dose, which doesn't need to be like
200 really
TRT has kind of gotten out of line where guys are like, you know, in the clinic space, like you could be up to 400 and you're still on TRT. Like true testosterone replacement therapy is, you know, typically anywhere between 100 and 200 milligrams. Like some older men, like I know they'll take 125, 150, and it gets them just to that spot that they need. Like my dad, another prime example, like he used to talk shit on me like, oh, you're taking this or that. Like, you know, he actually had a health scare and was forced to take his blood work. But before that, he hadn't taken his bloods in like 6 years. And his testosterone was pretty good back then. But, you know, he turned past 55 and it's like it just plummeted. And, you know, we got him on TRT. I got him connected with the clinic. And, you know, he's like, I can't, like, I feel amazing. Like, I feel.
Dude, it's great.
Dude, I remember.
And if you haven't gotten your blood work checked, like, if you're listening to this, like, go get it done. You know, thank us later.
Dude, I just remember.
At least know where you are naturally in that sense. Like 600 to 1,000, like that's typically when you start getting over 1,000, you're like, okay, you know what I mean? And some people will take, everyone's different. You know, they might respond and uptake it better. Like I know guys that can take 200 milligrams and it'll skyrocket them 1,500 plus. Like, but as long as you're getting to that 800 to maybe 1,000 or a little bit above that, like that's where we want to be in your 20s and 30s. Like you'll feel great.
Yeah. And that's where I'm pretty much like right, I'd say 800,000 range. Yeah. But dude, I remember when I first got on it and I was like, now it's just normal. Like now I just feel like this all the time. But I remember I remember calling Chewy. I said, bro, I feel like a fucking new man.
Dude, week two.
Like
week two, we're like, I'm like, yo,
I
you feeling
remember
this?
like I just remember I was just like, I just had
Got
like
a little bit more pep in your step and
dude,
a little bit more,
exactly.
a little bit more lead in your pencil, huh?
Bro, it was
your girlfriend's like, what's going on?
Bro, it was there was for a while. I'm like, yo, baby.
I was like, yo, it's getting hard in the morning
this
again.
Motherfucker. But
by the way, you should have morning wood if you're, you know, still in your 20s.
Yeah. No, I was
and I was, dude, I'm
real,
fucking,
though.
and that's why. That's why I know that shit's still working, bro. Because every morning I'm like, damn,
dude, but it was so funny funny. I'm thankful that we did it together, right? Because we went to the clinic together, the first one before we went to the
those first friends that you get into that, like you have that discovery, or you know, even if you're not going through the clinic, like those guys that you do your first cycle with, it's like those are different kind of friendships, man.
Dude,
so
and it's funny, bro, because
it's a beautiful thing to discover together.
Yeah, bro. And then like it's funny, bro, because I've probably sent that clinic, the one we're talking about, 15 people, bro, and every single one of them are still on it, and they're like, bro, like, thank you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, I'm trying to tell you, bro, like, I feel like a guy.
That's most of my clients, bro. Like, every single person, when they come to me, it's like, it's a requirement that you get your blood work done. We need to know what's going on, because you're wasting your money and your time with me if we don't know what's going on inside your body. And that's not just your hormones. That's all of your markers. You know, you could find one thing wrong in, you know, a CBC or a lipid panel, and it could absolutely change your life. You fix that one thing, you make lifestyle changes, you start taking over the counter supplements. You know, if you need to, there's certain things in a pharmacy, like let's make sure your blood pressure is on point. Let's make sure your cholesterol is straight, liver enzymes taken. You know, again, over the counter stuff, there's certain brands that I trust more than others. Like, there's supplements for everything, but you need to know what's going on so you can address that issue, and you'll start making progress.
Well, that's actually,
because if that's what's standing in your way, like, it doesn't matter. I always say, like, people say you can't outwork a bad diet. You know, you can't outwork bad hormones. Like, it's impossible. Your body's going to fight against you every time.
And I think it's funny too, where it's like people are taking. There's a lot of people who just take like, oh well, you know, this guy takes all of this stuff, so I'm going to order all of these things, and like these are the supplements I'm going to take.
I've had people come up to me in the gym and like literally want to copy, like, what are you doing? Because I want to look like you. It doesn't work that way, by the way.
So it's like a supplement is to supplement where the fuck you are lacking.
Yep.
Yeah.
So if you don't know where you're lacking, how do you know what fucking supplements?
What's your thyroid doing? You know, what is, you know, what's your LDL, your HDL is in the toilet. I mean, you know, your liver enzymes could be through the roof, whether that's because you're, you know, abusing anabolic steroids or you're a drinker. Like, you know, we've got to get that shit down so we can optimize your health, make you feel the best that you ever have, and extend your life, man. Because at the end of the day, like, I bodybuild at the highest level, yes, but you know, I advocate health. I go get all the scans done. I get my organ scanning. You know,
I see you're doing your blood pressure today.
I do my blood pressure every day, bro. It's perfect. You know, it's good. You know, and I take.
So I'm curious on what your thoughts here are, like, and kind of like the why behind it, because like I'm obviously kind of new to this whole space on, you know, you see a lot of ads right now, you know, hormone clinics popping up, a lot of talk about TRT replacement. You're now seeing, I would say in the last about 12 months, there's been this massive wave about peptides. All things peptides, as far as whether it's, you know, recovery, whether it's even sleep.
It's the hot button topic.
It's like,
it's a trend.
I feel like it's kind of transitioned from like, so TRT was this hot thing where it's like, you know, hey, get on TRT, hey, get on TRT. And now it's like, okay, now I feel it's transitioning to, we got peptide companies popping up online all over the place. You know, your BPC 157,
the Wolverine stack,
yeah,
all
like
that,
you,
man. It's,
you're seeing all this about, you know, whether it's muscle recovery, whether it's skin care, whether it's, you know,
everyone's this, looking for the next thing as well, right? Like you said, it's a trend.
But they've been around forever, though, right?
So
I mean, they've been around for years.
Like,
I mean, just like cold plunging we were talking about, right? It's like everyone starts seeing this, or they see their favorite influencers doing this, or like, again, that must be the secret that I'm missing. That's keeping me from getting to where I want to be. And you know, again, it's not to knock or take away from that. Peptides are amazing things, like anything else, when utilized the right way. And again, like you said before, supplementing what we're already doing, right? So, you know, peptides are definitely continuing to grow, and there's new ones popping left and right, and it's an exciting time in the industry in that sense. And you know, they're very low risk profile for the most part. Some of them need more research. But at the end of the day, most of them are, you know, just chains of amino acids. So it's like very, very low risk profile. I mean, you can't really go wrong with a lot of them. They're also very expensive, you know, and that's why these companies are trying to capitalize on that. And you can get stuff through a clinic, you know, and I mean, there's websites that are making their own stuff that some are quality, some are not. And it's just like anything else. You got to vet your stuff, man.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on that, bro? Because there's people, the same amount of people that I've talked to them about going to a clinic. They're like, bro, I can go to Mexico, or I got somebody who sells me XYZ.
Everyone thinks they have the best stuff.
Yeah, but is there really a difference on pharmaceutical stuff versus stuff from Mexico versus somebody making it in their house?
It depends who you ask, man. I mean, at the end of the day, like, I do believe, the clinic's the safe route. Like, I present a client with an option. Do you want to go this way or do you want to go this way? Like, this is, some people, just for their sake of mind and their mental, it's 100% guaranteed. Like, you are, from these compounding pharmacies, you're going to get the highest grade stuff. You're also going to pay more for it. So is that what you're willing to do in that sense? Are you a little bit more, reckless or lackadaisical? And it's, as long as you're vetting your stuff, like I said, there's Janoschik testing. I mean, people send their stuff out, they get it tested. Like, another trend right now, would be the growth hormone topic is pharmaceutical growth hormone better than UGL growth? Like, most people old school will say yes. I mean, again, you have that stamp, right? But, if these UGL kits are testing 99% and then you're paying, literally a quarter of the price, then, why wouldn't you just do that? So it's, I've done both. At the end of the day, it's like you have to try it, if you want to see, how do you feel? Like, I mean, you can only trust your bro, right? That's connecting you so much, or you're seeing these tests. But I do believe there's better sources than others. I've seen a lot of stuff in the last, 8 years that I've been in this industry. But at the end of the day, it's what you're willing to justify as far as a price, as far as, your sake of mind. Like, I would say go, in a legal sense, go through the clinic, if that's an option, if that's what you trust. But there's great stuff underground as well, and there's great peptide websites. I mean, I'm partnered with some of them. It's you can get good stuff. It just, you got to know who you're getting it from, and you got to do your own research at the end of the day. And at the end of the day, you're also taking that risk. You're putting stuff in your body, bro.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy. Like, there's people that I'll meet and they're like, "Oh, bro, I've been taking that forever," and I'm like, "Really?" Yeah. Just looking at them. And they're like, "Yeah, I have somebody that goes down to Mexico or does this and that," and like, "Oh, I don't really," and I'll be like, "Oh, you getting your blood work done?" And they're like, "Nah." The amount of people that I've seen kind of do stuff recklessly, maybe I'm just pussy, bro. I don't know. I'm like, it just looks like that's, I mean, the people that die young and shit, I feel it's because they're not doing X, Y, Z, right? So, like, do you see a lot of that where it's like people just disregard blood work and disregard X, Y, Z?
Absolutely, man, left and right. I mean, that's why I try to, like, when I get into these kinds of opportunities, or when I get time with my clients, like, I really try to preach that stuff, because it does matter. Like, the details matter. Like, don't skip over the little things. But again, man, like I was saying a minute ago, I mean, blood, and this is something that I've learned in the last few years, like later on, I've always done my blood work. I've always had people that advocated for that. But again, blood work is only a snapshot, man. It's like, you could have a perfect blood work and you have no idea, like, your liver could be failing on you, man. I've heard some scary stories. I have friends that have had procedures, or, unfortunate circumstances happen with their health, and it's, they're not doing EKGs. They're not knowing what's going on with their heart. I did a calcium score for the first time. I had a score of 0, God bless. But there's people that have no idea what their heart is doing, what their ejection fraction is. They could have soft plaque buildup. Their cholesterol could be completely tanked. Their kidneys are failing on them, and then it's like a car or a truck, bro. Like, you got to take care of the engine. Like, you need to make sure that everything's going properly and covering all your bases, because you could have perfect blood work and then you could die at 50 years old because you didn't check something on the back end.
Yeah. So there is a safe way to take steroids.
I'm sitting here at 280 pounds, man, and I feel like I've had very little effect on my health. Like, I've done this, I don't use a sleep apnea machine. Like, everyone thought that I needed one. I got one and I didn't. Like, I optimize my sleep. I take care of my body, hydration. I do all the recovery modalities. I get all my organ and health scanning done. I take blood work every 3 to 6 months. I mean, more so every time I change something in my program. But there's a very much a safe way to do it. And, like I said, I will never compromise health to become a better bodybuilder. Like, and I've pushed my body to the limit. Like, I've done things that, on paper could be considered reckless, but it's like, that's what everyone needs to do, what they need to do to get to a certain level, but there's a wrong and a right way to go about it. And that's why you see guys dropping at 50, and you see guys that are making it to 70, 80 years old and living a life after bodybuilding. I want to live a life after bodybuilding.
Yeah, because that's
it might cost more money. More people aren't. They're concerned about the price. Like, people want to take all the steroid cycles, but they don't want to get their blood work done. They don't want to pay hundreds of dollars a month for over-the-counter supplements. You should see my vitamin cabinet, bro. My girlfriend gives me shit every day. I take about 100 pills for everything in my body. Like, It matters.
What
The
do you take for
details
your
matter,
hair, bro? Because both
I don't
of us,
take anything
we need
for
a
my
little bit
hair.
of that, bro.
Yeah. No, I've been blessed in that sense,
This guy's, bro. I have to oil my machines every time I cut his hair, bro. This is the thickest head of hair.
Yeah,
ever.
no, I mean, I'm blessed genetically in that sense, and I've taken the DHTs and it's done nothing to my hairline. So I'm, praying that happens through my whole career. But I've you can be huge and have a full head of hair too.
Yeah,
yeah. It's a slippery slope, dude. Because
what are you willing to sacrifice at the end of the day, right? Because it's not fair, bro. Like, I could do one thing, he could do another, he could lose all his hair. You know what I mean? I could respond one way. Like, one thing with your genetics is also how you actually tolerate stuff. Like, some people take one cycle and that's like, they could screw their whole body. Like, some people can tolerate, and that's why they're just, it's, at the end of the day, like, you won't know until you try it, and you won't know as long as you're testing your stuff and having experience. But you learn through experience, man. It's a risk at the end of the day.
Because it's one of those things where it's like, we got our blood work done not to become bodybuilders, right? To like feel better,
optimize,
and optimize.
Yeah.
And now, he's doing a lot better job than I am, right? With like from then until
we're
now.
getting you there.
Yeah, we're trying, bro. So I got the best coach in the world.
It's gonna take time, man.
I got the best coach in the world. But it's hard to not, at least for us, I feel like, to not want to be like, okay, like, what else can we add? Or like, what else can we,
of course,
what can we compound to our TRT dose to get to that next level?
Yeah, like, I mean, and I'll be honest, I think that's probably, that's where I think so many people get into trouble, is there's so much shit out there.
Information overload.
And like, let's be real, bro. Like, if you got money, you can damn near get fucking anything, bro.
For sure.
And there are so many different ways right now to get certain stuff. And I think so many people, what the problem is, it's kind of like what you're talking about, is everybody's body's different. And there's so many people that are like, oh, well, this guy takes this and this guy takes this, so I'm going to order this and I'm going to order this and I'm going to stack this. But yet again, people are not taking the precautionary steps they need to take care of their fucking engine, their fucking body.
Yeah. So, okay, let me redo my question. For somebody like us, where we have no want to be on stage, would you recommend us take something else besides what we're doing? Or is it like, for what?
Look, man, at the end of the day, like you said, everyone's looking for the next thing. I've said that a few times now, but it's like, if your diet's on point, if your training's on point, and your hormones are optimized, like, you have no excuses, man. We, especially being in a place like this, we have all the resources we could possibly need. Yeah. The thing is, they're overloaded by this information that they're ignoring what's right in front of their faces, is just doing the work. So, I mean, like I said, man, at the end of the day, people are just dodging the work that's right in front of them, and they're looking for that next thing that'll get them there. Like, all these tools work, there's not one size fits all. Like, there's more of a uniform route that I'll go. Like, I have clients that are natural. I have clients that are enhanced. I have guys that want to push it. I have guys that just take TRT. You know what I mean? It's like, at the end of the day, the guys that make the best progress and have the best results are the ones that communicate and check in with me consistently, take feedback, and send me training videos so I can actually, the training is the stimulus, man. Like, even if you're perfect with your diet and you're taking all the drugs in the world, like, if you're not training properly, you're not going to get, the same stimulus or effect that you could if you're doing it better, and that's something where I've come a long way, and where I feel like my body changed, and I've watched and play a part in that every day, especially being able to train people in person, like, and watching bodies change. Like, so it's just, if you have your diet on point, if you have the money to hire a professional that can help you and give you a specific route to said goal, like, you don't need to take anything, really, if your hormones are in the right spot. If you're on TRT, like, I'd say more than anything, like, my lifestyle clients, they take TRT, and if they can afford it, they might throw in a little bit of growth hormone, like a small dose. Like, they might experiment with other things. Retatrutide's the new wave right now. Everyone wants to take that.
I was going to say,
we've talked about that. Yeah. Peptides, like, they want to try a little bit of Anavar. Like, that's great, bro. But, like, if you're not eating and training properly, like, you're not going to get anywhere anyways.
Yep. I actually like that it's, all these like peptides and all these enhancements are being like talked about more, because I think there was such a period of time where it was like everybody knew that these big bodybuilders were on all sorts of enhancements. but it was like this like hush hush thing.
Sure.
It was like, okay, they're taking all this stuff, but nobody knows really what they're taking. And the only people who know what they're taking are people that are maybe in the community.
People still lie, bro. At the end of the day,
and
like they might say they take it, but they're not saying what.
That's like still so wild to me. I'm sure you've seen like, all the videos online, are you natty or not?
Of course.
And there's multiple people that now do them. The one guy I think is based out here. I'm trying to remember his name.
He's the original.
The original guy. But anyway, there's a lot of people that are doing it, and it's so weird to me. It's like it's obvious that like women especially. You got some of these women with like massive shoulders, massive like you're obviously enhanced. You're taking something, but it's like they still don't want to say like what they're doing. So from like a bodybuilder's perspective, what would you say, like, why do bodybuilders do that? Why do bodybuilders want to decline that they take anything or say they're natty when it's obvious that they're on stuff?
I think there's a black and white with that, right? There's guys that are an open book and they'll tell you, I'm doing this, and this, and no holds barred, tell you everything. I do believe that in this newer era, that's more common, and I do agree. I think that's a positive thing.
Yeah,
I do think the gear talk gets a little bit glorified, and it's not. I think some of those guys, to answer your question, they think they're like so black and white in the sense that they're denying it because they think it takes away from their hard work, or I hate to say it, but it feels like it's always like those that much of a freak. But like I think a lot of it has to do with taking away from the hard work, but then also like some of them, they do have like brand sponsorships, like maybe it's in their contract potentially.
I was just going to say that's the only.
It's not a good look to say you're on steroids, bro, even though everyone's taking them. You know what I mean? Like there's a wrong and a right way to go about it, but I think it's better that people are more honest and transparent. But some people, like, you can tell when people get really frustrated or like, it's like they're anxious and you can tell that they're lying. You know what I mean?
And I think for me, and this is it's more, to me, it's more about like looking out for people's health, because I think here's what happens is there's a lot of like, especially younger kids, teenagers, kids in like their early 20s, they look up to a lot of these big bodybuilders. And because these guys don't talk about really like what they're taking, they also don't talk about precautionary stuff that they're taking, like liver support, for example.
Right.
Okay. Like that's probably like one of like the biggest ones. So it's like, they're not talking about precautionary stuff. They're not talking about what they're doing.
They're trying to sell their supplements at the end of the day too.
And then it's
that
like,
was the more, magazine era where it's like, I'm taking all this gear, but here I am on this, protein powder magazine.
Yeah.
So it's,
I think, okay, you might've just made a really good point, is a lot of these guys are associated with a variety of brands, whether it's clothing, whether it's, supplements, whether it's food, whatever it is. It obviously, it takes away from that like wow factor of like purchasing their products that's associated with their, discount code,
For sure. They're trying to make a living though. Yeah. I don't hate that.
Yeah. And it's, look, there's a wrong and a right way to do it. Like there's a way to be like, look, I do, but like, and keep the details a little bit more hush. And then it's like, I started a broadcast channel where it's like more specific now, where I can have those conversations with people. Like they want to know, you know what I mean? And that's great. And I'm happy to answer that. But at the same time, it's like we said early on, it's like, you need to remember that, the base of this all is, if you want to get results, you need to have your diet and your training on point. Anything else, I always say to guys consulting on the phone, like, if that's a choice that you make yourself, I'm never going to tell you to go do this, this, and this. I might go tell you to get your blood work done. I'm not going to tell you to run, these 3 compounds. Like, if that's your choice, I'll tell you how to do it properly and, do the best to mitigate your health concern with that. But it's your choice at the end of the day.
Yeah.
What's the most frustrating thing about the industry that you're in bodybuilding, that you see, or like that gets you like, God, I love everything about it, but I hate this part?
I mean, honestly, like we're talking about right now, man, just some of the representatives or the people that, I feel like misrepresent it, or, are in it for the wrong reasons, that have an audience. Like, it's funny, but like, you see these authentic or great content creators that are putting out good stuff, and they might get, doing a talking head video, 60 to 100 likes and, maybe a couple thousand views. And then, it feels like some of the other ambassadors, like you have this this opportunity to educate, and you're using your features for the wrong reasons, or to advance yourself. Like, I'm all about just educating people how to do things the right way to be and become your best self, man. It's really that simple.
I love that.
Like, I love the old school mentality. Like, I love training hard. When I got into this, bro, like I said, it was very simple. It was like, I want to go to the gym because I want to feel better and I want to be huge. I want to be a freak. Like, of course, all these other things came down the line, but it comes down, it's like people overcomplicate it. Like, we go to the gym. It doesn't matter if you're trying to make a lifestyle transformation or become a professional bodybuilder. We go because we feel good, we love it, and we want to be better. Like, how can we do that the best way and do it healthy? That's like, that needs to be the message. And some people abuse that, I feel like.
Yeah.
This one's not necessarily TRT or gear related question, but I seen I know you mentioned earlier you looked up to Jay Cutler. And I seen this like funny video the other day, and it's like
the trending about how much he ate.
Wow, no, it was actually the style of lifting. So
right. I love this. Let's go.
Okay.
I love talking training talk. I feel like everyone wants to talk about diet and gear. No one wants to talk about training. Training is the foundation, man.
Let's dive into training a little bit. And the first one, I would just love to hear your opinion. So I call it like 2025 lifting versus
I know you're talking about
Ronnie Coleman.
2025 lifting versus your, I would say 80s, 90s. I'd say probably more 80s, 90s bodybuilding style. You see videos of Jay Cutler. It's fucking heavy. It's heavy ass weight. It's fucking swinging.
Yo.
It's fucking rocking. It's maybe not, perfect form. It's not, squeezing.
High volume.
It's just heavy motherfucking weight being thrown, period. Okay. And then you have 2025 lifting, which is a lot of, I would say, time under tension, slow and controlled. It's, there's
good form, et cetera.
Yeah. Very, very form focused, very long reps, there's just a lot of chitter chatter as far as how you should lift, whether it's volume, whether it should be weight, whether it should be your style, etc. So just curious, what are you, number one, what's your style? And, number two, what are your thoughts on it in general?
Absolutely, man. This is a topic we could have a whole podcast about, but I'll keep it briefer.
Okay.
I've tried it all, man. And like, that's what I'm saying. I've been blessed to have, some really good resources in that sense, early on. And then even moving out here to Vegas and working with different trainers, coaches. Like, I've had the same coach for my nutrition and just guidance as far as prepping for shows, protocol, whatever. And he's done my training too. But like, I'm in the Vegas Mecca. I'm in Gold's Venice, California. I train with Charles Glass over there, who's like they call the godfather of bodybuilding. I've trained with Jared Feather out here, who does the RP strength stuff.
Yep.
I've trained, kind of somewhere in the middle, and I've found that at the end of the day, like, it all works. It's just what you want to do. And I say that subjectively. It's like, you also got to have fun doing it, man. Like, you can't it's like, I keep saying it, but we've gotten into all of these topics. The theme is right. People overcomplicate stuff.
Yep.
Those guys, Jay Cutler at the highest level, Ronnie Coleman, of course, genetics there, right? But like, he's going in there and just having fun, man. He's doing what he wants to do. He's lifting heavy weights. Like, form is subjective. Like, you do need to have good form. I do believe in slow and controlled, in a sense, but it's more about building that foundation with that. And then at the end of the day, your body. Jay Cutler at that level knows his body. Like, he might look like he's swinging, but he's connecting with every single movement that he has. He wouldn't have built the physique that he had in that sense. But you look at the guys at the highest level, the Dorian Yates of the world, blood and guts, hardcore training style.
Yep.
You look at Ronnie Coleman, you look at Jay Cutler, those guys in the 90s, 2000 era, even all the way back to Arnold Schwarzenegger, but training has progressed so much in that, and there's just so much information out now. Like, at the end of the day, the program that works best is what you can be most consistent with. And I think there's a few variables overriding, like, some people, their bodies are different. Like, I'm somebody who burns pretty quick. So I learned, like, I loved high volume early on, but I grew a little bit more when I cut a little bit more volume, but I also got better at performing my sets. So I think at the end of the day, proper execution is key. It doesn't mean you need to do, one-handed, slow 3-4 second contractions, but you do need to control and have a connection with that muscle. And then I believe like there's times where you can get a little bit looser and you can still connect great with the muscle. I think at the end of the day, execution and intensity is the most important thing. And most people are just not pushing that intensity. They have no idea what that feels like. I know that because I've trained people now for 7 years. And anyone who's trained with me knows like I don't take it easy on them. I teach them how to properly activate their muscles, but like we take it to failure, and most people just don't know how to take it to true failure. If you can take your RP type of training to failure, of course they have the RIRs and, like again, I've done that and grown, bro. Like I have no problems with the RP program. It just wasn't really my style. Like I gained stuff from that, but I like to be a little bit more loose. I like to go to failure, like more often than not. And like again, to your question, I think intensity and execution are the most important things, and finding out how your body responds. Try low volume, try high volume, try the more exaggerated range of motions. Maybe you work better in a shorter range of motion, an active range of motion. Like at the end of the day, you just got to go to the gym, have fun, try different shit, and see what you respond to.
Bro, if one of these clips that we do gets 1 million views, do we get a free training session together, bro?
I was honestly thinking about that on the way here. I mean, dude, I will give you guys a session, bro. If you guys want to come in together, like we can have a group, if you end up wanting to do something moving forward with that, like I'll give you a good price. You know what I mean? Like group price is much more affordable than a one-on-one, but that's how I get down, bro. Like online coaching is the wave, and I've been grateful to grow my online business. I'm working with more clients online than I've ever had, which is great. But I just, even in this heat, bro, like I got love for being in the trenches in the gym with my clients, man. I love training. Like I just love training hard, and I love teaching people stuff. Like my favorite thing, and I'd say I have a lot of experience in the sense where like I just signed a new client recently, like, and it's the same thing every time. It's like they come with a goal and they want to, especially men, bro. Like I work specifically with men more so now than anyone else. Like I do have women clients, like I train a lot of my girlfriend's clients, but especially men they're humble not humble. They're not humble in the sense that they have a lot of ego and pride, and they think getting direction from another man is like, it takes away, like, but that's going to advance you, man. So like I take men on and they come to me and it's like, they do their first session, and even through their first movement, this guy I had last week, he's like, yep, I just felt something I've never felt before. I'm hooked. Let's do this. So like teaching somebody when they come away with a session, an hour with me, and they're like, I've never felt my muscle do that before. I think that is just like one of the best things in the world. I love that. That's my purpose. Other than bodybuilding, like that's it right there, like that. So I mean, I'd love to show you guys a couple things. I think that'll propel even our progress.
We got to get a session.
No, I'm down, man. You guys come over to the gym. We'll get it done for sure.
One other question. I think this would be good for just like viewers in general. So obviously, majority of the people watching this are probably not professional bodybuilders or even wanting to be bodybuilders, but I think a lot of people out there do want to get in shape.
Of course.
So if you were just to give a recommended training split for someone looking to get in shape, what would it be?
Honestly, push-pull legs is very simple, and depending on what kind of schedule you have, like you just pick up where you left off, right? So, take some rest days out of the gate, but I say for somebody getting into the gym, like don't overdo it. Just go, if your intention is to be better, go into the gym. Maybe you get 3 sessions in a week. Great. The next week you try to get 4 sessions. Like this person's doing this, or this is the best split. I always get these questions, what's the best? The best is whatever you can stick to consistently over time. You got to get your foot in the door, and you got to keep going over a period of time. So just get in there, really.
Do you have a I know I can't ask what's the best because of your comment right there, but
the best is subjective. I do have things I prefer that work best for most people, but I'm never going to say one thing's the best because then I'd be lying to you. What's your thoughts on rest days? I am absolutely an advocate for rest days, and I learned that shit the hard way because, again, when you learn how to train properly and hard, like, dude, I go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. By the time, like, I have legs with my girlfriend tomorrow, like, at the end of that session, I want to take 2 rest days, bro. I am ready to rest.
Yeah.
If you're able to go even 7 days in a row. Again, man, I have these clients that come to me and they take no rest days. They're like, guys post on Instagram and they flex like, I don't rest. Like, you need to rest, bro. Like, and if you're training hard enough, you're going to want to rest. We don't grow when we're in the gym. We grow when we're eating food, and we grow when we're taking care of our bodies. Sleep, get enough sleep, get properly hydrated, especially in this Vegas heat. Get your meals in. If you have the access to afford those recovery modalities, like I do it all, man. My rest days are so structured, like they are like basically more complex sometimes than even my training days. I do ice baths, I do sauna, I see specialists. Again, we're in Vegas. I have multiple massage therapists that work on different things. I'm blessed to have that access to those types of things. Yep. But if you don't, a foam roller on Amazon's $20. Yep. You can foam roll. I have a stretching machine in my house. Do some stretching, some foam rolling, some mobility work. If you don't need to go do a fancy ice bath, take a cold shower, what I mean? Or if you can go to get a sauna session and you want to pay for that, there's places that offer them like $30-$50. Like, do the extra work and you're going to feel better and you're going to perform better when it's time to get back to the gym. But I take 2 rest days a week. Most times when I schedule for clients, like, I know for the most part, they don't even want to go to the gym. Some of them out of the gate, like, they don't even want to go to the gym more than 4 times in a week. So they might have 3 rest days. Yeah. And I think 1 rest day is essential if you can't take rest days. But if you're training hard enough, you should want to take your rest days, man.
Yeah. And do you recommend rest days? Like, so let's say you want to do 2 rest days. Do you recommend like 2 rest days back to back, or do you recommend like splitting them up?
I recommend splitting them up. Like, I know some guys, and again, it depends on your schedule, bro, in a perfect world, right? Yeah. Like, some people, their work schedule, like, they can only take Saturday and Sunday off, and it works for them. And, if you can get a full recovery in 2 days, great. I wouldn't recommend that. I typically like to take 1 during the week at some point. Typically, again, for myself, I usually take it. I've been taking Thursday and Sunday rest days for, like, the last 3 years. Okay. Sometime midweek, Wednesday or Thursday potentially, and, whatever your schedule calls for, but I would take 2 weeks split out.
Got it.
At least that. 1.
Yeah, because I think there's just a lot of people out there, man, that there's so much, bro science. There's so many fitness like influencers. There's like so many, we're in a world of coaches on Instagram. For Everyone's a fucking coach. Yeah. You go on Instagram. Oh, I'm a life coach. I'm a fitness coach. I'm a this coach. I'm a that coach.
Information overload, bro.
Yo, what about cheat days? What about cheat days?
You got to be careful.
Not for me.
I got you. We'll talk about that.
Not for me.
But you've been cheating for fucking 30 years, my guy.
So there's terminologies, right? There's cheat feeds. There's refeeds. Sorry, there's cheat meals, refeeds. Cheat meals with a purpose. Sometimes you could just do a refeed in a sense of, having a higher carb day of the foods that you're already consuming. It depends on a lot of different variables, man. But, typically, again, for some clients, for a mental release as well, I'll program at least 1 cheat meal a week. I mean, even for you, eventually, you will have a cheat meal a week. I like to get that consistency out of the gate and just get that mentality of like going the first month even without one, and then like, bro, you're not getting ready for a show. You know what I mean? I want my clients to have somewhat of balance in their lives. Like, again, they're not trying to get on stage, man. They're just trying to make a lifestyle change. So it's different for each person. Again, if people can respond and, take a cheat meal and not go off the rails, like I've seen it all, man. There's some people that you say, go get a burger and fries, they'll get a burger and fries. There's some people you say, go get a burger and fries, and then they're getting, 3 cookies and, 2 tubs of ice cream, and then they're eating a pizza on the way home. Like, because there's a lot of binge eating problems. So
the first thing I learned was
depends on the individual.
Was cheat meal versus cheat day. And I think
cheat days, no. Yeah, cheat meals.
Yeah, because I think like that was my biggest, like that was
cheat
my
day, you're begging
dude,
for
honestly,
for binging.
Literally my entire, I would say post college until like early 30s. That was literally what I did. I would hit the gym 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. Friday night, I'd go off the fucking rails. Saturday, I'd go off the rails. Sunday, I'd be fucking hungover. So it's a toxic cycle. It's simple. Calories in, calories out. I'd fucking maybe be fucking 3,000 calorie surplus, or sorry, deficit Monday through Friday, and then the weekend would fucking hit, and I'd fucking put on 10,000 fucking calories, and then I'd start the week, and I'm fucking up fucking X amount of pounds, and then by Wednesday I'm fucking back to my normal weight, and it was just literally the same cycle for years.
And that there's so many different variables that affects as well. You know, the fluctuations of weight, like that's not good for your internal markers.
Yeah,
you put on a bunch of water. It's like, look, at the end of the day, like I live my life as a bodybuilder, right, at this level. There really is no off season, right? I don't like the term off season. I call it an improvement season, and that's what my coaches, harbored into my head. But, I eat cheat meals when I'm not getting ready for a show. But even when I'm picking cheat meals, I eat the same things because I know what my body's going to do with that. I eat burgers or I eat sushi. There's really, me and my girlfriend might, get a pizza here and there and like, you know what I mean? But it's not. It's,
I was actually going to ask you, do you have like your like go-to cheat meal?
That's what I'm saying. I have my specific things because I know what my gut like. There's another thing we didn't really talk about is gut health, man. Like digestion, right? Like, not only are you eating these unhealthy calories, but like, are you eating things that agree with your body? Because if you're eating clean all week and then you're like, it's just an unhealthy mentality, bro. You're getting to the Saturday and you're like, oh, I can't wait for my cheat meal. It's like, but I'm going to eat pizza or, a burrito and this Mexican food that's going to absolutely nuke my stomach. And then my GI is messed up for the next 3 days. Like that's going to play into your week. It's going to affect your nutrient uptake. It's going to bloat your stomach. Like it's just, I know what my body's going to do with a burger. I know the response I'm going to get from sushi, and I like that stuff. So it's like, it's almost like you would laugh at some of my competition diets, bro, because I've been with the same coach for 4 years now. Like he'll literally write into my diet, on a refeed day or, in prep, right? Again, it's the most extreme example of what you're talking about, a cheat day. Like when I'm 7 weeks out from a show, bro, my coach might text me and be like, all right, dude, go get 50 pieces of sushi, get one cookie, and, 100 grams of carbs from fat-free sorbet. Like, and that's my last meal, but my body burns through it. And it's like I needed that recovery, that glycogen restore. Again, it's great for a mental release. Typically, that's going to help with stress hormones. It's going to lower cortisol. You're going to have a great night of sleep. So, like, it's getting out of the mentality of, like, okay, like, let's binge eat versus, like, okay, I can go eat a burger or sushi or even a dessert, and it's going to do my body good, and I'm going to digest it great, and it's going to give me a calorie bomb for the next few days. My training's going to be awesome. My sleep's going to be better. Like cheat meals or refeeds, I like to call them, can be optimized, and they can actually be something that if you're having a fat burning stall, like you're hitting a plateau and you're not losing weight anymore, and you throw a wild card like that in the system, it's going to excel your metabolism, and you could actually have a better fat loss the next couple of days. That's why we do it on prep. Again, the most extreme example. And I use that with lifestyle clients too, for a mental release and also to, help your body make progress, man.
Yeah.
It's just, can some people handle that? No. So they eat freaking, tilapia and asparagus. Like, it depends on the individual. So to answer your back end question, yes, we can get cheat meals eventually, but you need to be able to handle that, right?
Yeah.
And you got to be consistent, bro.
But we're going out. It's week 3, bro. I'm locked in.
Bro, you got blacked out on Sunday.
No, I didn't, bro.
Chill.
Shut up. No, I didn't. Water and fucking asparagus.
It's just breaking these fallacies, bro. At the end of the day, it's not so cut and dry. There's so many different things we can do, like, especially like when your hormones are optimized or, you're utilizing these new compounds. Like I'm doing my research still, man, but I'm seeing some crazy stuff with this retatrutide. Like I got a buddy who's like big into peptides, and, he has a group or a website and like a Discord that he speaks to, and like he's in impeccable shape, bro, and he eats whatever the hell he wants. He's gifted genetically in that sense too, but like he looks like he could get on stage and he's posting what he's eating, and I believe him wholeheartedly. So not to say like you can just go take retatrutide and eat whatever you want, but when you know what's going on in your body and you know how to use it the right way and you know what you respond to, like it's amazing. Another cheat code, bro, the more muscle you have, the more you can get away with. You'd be surprised what I could eat and not gain a pound. Yeah. It's pretty wild. My girlfriend hates me for it.
Dude, with how long you been on retatrutide now?
Only like 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to get mine, bro. I'm going to look like...
A week and a half. Yeah, like literally.
Yeah, I mean, look, dude, bodybuilders are using it. I mean, it's great for the lifestyle guys. Like, I have clients that want to use it. Again, I was kind of turned off to the GLP stuff at first. Like, I'm like, that's not cool. That's cheating. I'm old school, man. Like I didn't, out of the gate, I was like, hold on a second. But like, if it helps you at the end of the day and it's going to excel not only help your progress, but your mental, like, I think that's a positive thing, man. If that's something that you need, like, again, we're in the world of resources, like, use your resources.
Yeah. Charles, thank you for coming with us, bro.
It's a pleasure, bro.
Yeah, this is
fun,
solid.
man. This is a good conversation for sure.
Yeah, this is fun.
So I appreciate
we got a training session coming. We got Red True Talk coming, bro. We're about to
Yeah, and I think we got to we'll have to run another episode back sometime because I feel like we could even go into
I'm down to
like
do this
training
whenever,
and
yeah. There's a lot of stuff as we're talking. I think that we can make some content together, bro. And I think it'd be fun. I mean, obviously, we have everything to do it.
Yeah, no, I mean, again, bro, like, I work with a lot of different guys too, the videographers, and there's so much of it out here. But you know, you guys, you become a good friend. You know, it's good to finally meet you. You've asked me some questions over the time, and I'm here to help men, bro. Like, that's I get off on it, dude. I love helping my friends achieve better results, and you know, playing a role in men's lives and becoming the best version of yourselves mentally and physically, man. And there's so many different ways we can do that, but you know, let's take it next. Like, let's get some time in the gym and just keep going, man. Keep getting better.
Fuck yeah.
All right.
This is good too, because now, like, the people that I send to you, like, there's a face we can, like,
for sure.
Instagram's different, right? Already like, go watch this. Yeah.
You've sent me some good leads, man. You know, some of them played through, and you know, I'm open. Anyone who's willing to work hard, I'm always open to help. You know, whether that be they sign up with me for coaching or, again, man, we're in the world of information. Like, I'm getting into, like, again, I have a new broadcast channel on Instagram. You know, we're getting into some of the conversations we spoke on today. I mean, you know, I give a lot of free value, or, you know, talk to men with my videos on Instagram. So, you know, check me out on there. You know, you'll probably tag me, and
yeah, of course.
Yeah,
my
we'll put all your socials and
yeah.
stuff in the
Cikle Bodybuilding. I mean, I have a YouTube channel too. I'm trying to get more into that, but a lot of my content you will find on Instagram, and you know, I'm always here to help, man.
Yeah, dude. And then in the description too, bro, everything, like, you know, the discount code for clothing, supplements, all that stuff will be there.
I got you covered, man. I'm a one-stop shop, bro. I'm connected. You know, I've been blessed with some great opportunities, some great partnerships. You know, I don't get behind anything that I don't back or use myself. And my thing is, I want to help you guys skip the bullshit, skip the, you know, the negative part, the
guessing.
Like, let's get you a plan. Let's get you where I want to be, bro. Let's get you feeling amazing. You know, let's get your hormones checked. All the stuff we talked about today, bro.
Yeah. Well, that was beautiful. Thank you, brother.
Love it.
Appreciate you, man.
See you guys in the next one. Peace.